Hello my dear students, today we have a new lesson. Our lesson today about reading and new vocab of Unit 1. English in mind 4. The title of our unit here, sober praying. Sober praying. Of course, this must mean something for you. Again, so we are going to study English in mind, students book 4 and unit 1, sober praying. Okay? Let's start with the first slide here that you will see with me. Here we have two videos. In these videos you are going to watch both of them and try to prepare a paper or a copybook and a pen and put them in front of you while you are going to watch these videos. After watching the videos, I want you to write your notes about the two persons that you will see in these videos, okay? I want you to write notes. Take your time and prepare the copybook and get ready. Excellent. I have some students are ready for that. Let's start, please.
Blind Tom was one of the 19th century's most dazzling pianists. Born autistic and enslaved in Georgia, his encyclopedic memory and astonishing powers of imitation propelled him to international fame. For 40 years, Blind Tom toured the length and breadth of North America, all the while soaking up the music and sounds of the Civil War and Gilded Age. Tom would say that trains, cannons, the ocean, stars, thunder, wind and rain all spoke to him, and these voices could be heard in his music. Don't forget this name. Second one here now.
I'm Wilshere. I'm an artist. I'm in New York City. New York is my favorite city.
Steven is an artistic savant. I think drawing for Steven is like air and water for us. He cannot live without it. I'm Steven's sister. I'm extremely proud of him.
I'm gonna do a drawing of New York City from the memory. I feel excited. It's a beautiful city. lots of skyscrapers. My favourite is the Empire State Building. It's a brilliant building. It was so beautiful out there, nice and sunny.
Every aspect of what he sees comes alive on paper.
So this morning I figured it out. We'll start with the Brooklyn, up to the Midtown Manhattan, all the way to Queens. Gonna start now.
I would love to be in his mind to actually see how he sees things. Stephen was mute until the age of 5, so drawing was a form of his speech. This was his language. He has a phenomenal memory and is able to memorize cityscapes, landscapes, how many windows, floors, chimneys. To watch the ink touch the paper, it's almost like fine embroidery. You can actually see it develop. I never get tired of it.
This is it, it's done now. So I feel happy and good. I'm very proud of my work.
It's purely Stephen's own determination that he is where he is today.
Do the best you can and never stop.
As you saw in these two videos, we have two persons. Those two persons were very famous. I think you saw that during their talking and their speech about themselves. But what did you observe? What did you see when you look for the first time into their faces? What can you see? Are they different, or they have something special or not? Of course, they were different than the others because they have something special, as you'll see. They were autistic savants. This means what? That they have autism. You know autism? Autism, it means the people that they have special ability to do something and they are made for doing many other things. When you look at them, you can't find them stable or something like that. Let's read more about these two persons here during the reading passage that we have in your book in the first unit. Let's listen to this script.
Unit 1, Exercise 1B. Read the text again and listen. Complete the table.
In 1850, an American lawyer, James N. Beaton, bought a slave to work in his home. The slave, a woman, had a small child called Tom, who was blind and autistic. One day, Beaton was walking around his garden when he heard music coming from the house. He went inside to investigate and found young Tom playing on the family piano. Beaton realized that the boy, who was only 4, had special abilities. He hired a band of musicians to come to the house and play in front of him. Tom reproduced perfectly the music he had heard. This confirmed Beaton's suspicion. Tom had the ability to memorize and repeat pieces of music after hearing them just once. In 1857, Blind Tom, as he was called from then on, took part in his first public performance. The reviews were so good that Beaton took him on a tour of the US. 3 years later, Blind Tom was invited to the White House, where he performed for the president. Over the next 40 years, Tom performed shows all over the US, as well as visiting Canada, the UK, and several South American countries. His concerts were a mixture of classical music and his own compositions. They also featured a section called The Challenge, when members of the audience played a piece of music on the piano, which Tom then had to reproduce. He never failed. Blind Tom died in 1908.
Stephen Wilshere was born in 1974 in London. He was mute, unable to speak, and at the age of 3 was diagnosed with autism, a developmental disorder causing difficulty with social relationships and learning. However, Stephen has a remarkable talent. Since the age of 3, he has been creating the most amazing drawings. He is an autistic savant, a person who, in spite of his autism, has an extraordinary ability in a certain area. When his mother sent him to Queen's Mill School in London, his teacher, Chris Maris, began to realise that Stephen was communicating through his drawings. At the age of 8, he was drawing detailed pictures of architecture, cars, and imaginary post-earthquake cities. By the age of 9, with Maris's help, Stephen started talking. At the age of 10, he produced a series of pictures which he called London Alphabet. Each drawing featured a London landmark, one for each letter of the alphabet. After Stephen and his work were the subject of a BBC programme called The Foolish Wise Ones in 1987, many viewers phoned the BBC. They were fascinated by Stephen's ability to look at a building once and reproduce it in incredible detail, and wanted to know where they could buy his drawings. As a result, Stephen published his first book, Drawings. Since then, Stephen has become an extremely popular artist and has published a number of other books of his drawings and paintings. Stephen is quite famous these days. Because of Stephen and others like him, people are starting to take autism more seriously.
Now, after listening to these two messages about, the first one about Lion Tom and the second one about Stephen Wilshere. As you heard in our video today, we have the first one was talented by composing music, or he can repeat any piece of music that he would hear for the first time. The second one had the ability to draw any picture, anything that he can see in front of his eyes. So they were talented, but at the same time they were autistic savants. As I told you, they have autism. Let's see the new vocab about this unit and discuss it together. But before discussing the new vocab here, look at this table. I want you to read again the passage about Lion Tom and Stephen Wilshere, and we'll try to answer what? Answer this table. The first question, what was his special ability? Lion Tom and Stephen Wilshere. The first one was what? Blind Tom. When I say blind, it means what? That he can't see. And the second one, Stephen Wilshere, was what? He can what? Mute. He can't hear anything. Okay? So let's see the answer together. But I want you, before I show you the answer, I want you to take your time to read and try to answer yourselves. Let's see the first one. No, sorry. First one here. As I told you, here. What was his special ability? He was able to do what? He was able to play the piano. The second one here. The second one, he was able to draw. He was drawing. So that were their two abilities. Next one here. Who had developed this ability? James Patton, the man who was keeping him and his mother was working in his house. If you remember, it was his Lion Tom's mother was working in James Patton's house, and she was a servant. So that man, was the man who discovered this talent, and he adopted him, and he started to encourage him to do so. After that, this is Chris Maris, okay? This is the man who discovered that, who discovered Stephen Wilshere and his ability to draw. After that, we have the question number 3. How did he Look at here, taken in a tour of US. He was taken in a tour of the US, around the US, and by this way he became a very famous man. After that, the other one, Cross BBC TV program. Yes, they invited him and they talked with him, and by this way he became very famous. After the following examples are given of his success, let's see together the answer. There's one, played at the White House, performing all over the US. Okay, and the second one, publishing books of his drawings and paintings. This is the table that you will have in your student book. I want you to read it carefully and answer it. Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. Here we have the new words that you can see, and I want you to study them by heart from the passage. The first one, slave. What does it mean, the word slave? Look at the photo of this one. Yes. After that, yes, slave. You remember in the past, there were slaves, black, or maybe black people who were mostly African, were sold to the rich people to serve them and to do everything for them, like cleaning and carrying things and doing everything in the house. We have an example from that. We can use it in an example. Black slaves used to work on the cotton plantation of the southern United States. You can use your own example if you want. You can form your own example and you can use a slave as you like. The second one is autistic. Look at here, autistic. When you look at that boy and his face, you find him different than the other boys that we call him autistic. Okay, autistic. Autistic, someone autistic person. The boy was autistic and found it difficult to make friends. Why? Because they mostly live isolated, or they prefer to be alone, not to share the other people, their life and their things. The next word that we have, suspicion. Look at here, suspicion. They are suspicious about that man, so they are pointing to him that he committed something bad. But in this case, we have another different example here, which says we always had the suspicion that the man was not happy. He wasn't happy in his life. He was sad. Second one, we have performance. Performance, it means performing something, maybe playing music, performing on the stage, like acting, like doing something in a play or a film or a movie or something like that. But here also we have another example to explain the meaning of performance, that we can use it in different fields. Like what? The financial performance of the business is fully expected to improve. Okay, so we use the performance with the business. Not only we can use it with the music, but also we can use it with business, okay, or work. After that, we have investigate. Investigate means, look at here, look at the picture here. This is what, as you see in the photo, this is the detective, okay? He is investigating, he is searching for something. So we can say, Scotland Yard, the English police, by the way, Scotland Yard have been called in to investigate the murder, okay? To investigate about him and to get the necessary information about him. The second list of words that we have in our unit today, which is autism. Look at autism here. Look at autism here. These are the different sides of autism. You can see them when you look at the person, and if you want to know if he was autistic or not, if he had autism or not, okay? You can look at these pictures, by which will enable you to differentiate between that person and this person who had autism and who didn't have autism. Look at here, a condition in which people typically show repeated behavior and malinterests with limited development of social and communication skills. This is the meaning of autism. This is the meaning of autism. This is not an example. This is the meaning of autism. After that, next word, diagnose. Sorry, before diagnose, I forgot to read the example for you. Her son was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. This is the example. This is the meaning of autism. Diagnosed. She was diagnosed with or as having diabetes. Here, the doctor here is trying to diagnose this patient and search and examining him. After this examination, he will diagnose him. After that, autistic sabat. That person, like Tom, we say, it means a person has an extraordinary ability in a certain area. So he has a great ability in doing something special. But I want to remind you, not all of them, some of those autistic savants are persons who have a special ability to do something. Post-Earth cities, a city which has been damaged by earthquake. Look at the picture here. This city, as you see, there's fire, there's a broken car, and there's broken houses here. All of it damaged and broken after the earthquake. These were the words, the most important words that I want you to study in our lesson, in the comprehension, after reading it carefully and studying everything in it. Look at here. Choose the correct word. I want you to look at these sentences carefully and try to answer them yourselves. But after studying the new vocab, first one, the one were kept in bondage until their death. Princes, queens, kings, and slaves. Which one of them? Another one. My. Dots. Space. Cousin recently received her bachelor's degree in French literature. Autistic, autism, and automatic. Which one of them? I wonder what that noise was in the kitchen. I better go and insert, investigate, interest, or interact. Number 4, I had a what? That he was up to something. Suspense, suspicion, and success. Try to think before you answer. I want you to think before you answer. That was an impressive or impressibility or implementation or impressive performance from such a young tennis player. Her son was diagnosed with, at the age of 3, that savant, autistic, and autism. I want you to think, take your time to think about the answers of these sentences. Okay? I'll give you a time to think, and after that, let's look at the next slide. Here I give you the answers to try to correct your answers. If you have mistakes, you have these answers which will help you to correct your answer. The first one will be slave, the second one autistic, and the number 3 will be investigate, and then suspicion, and after that impressive, and then autism. Okay? These are the answers for this exercise. After that, the next slide here, we have, as I told you, expressions. Expressions with what? With mind. What are the expressions with mind? We can use the word mind, but not alone. We can use it with prepositions or another words to give different meaning than that we use to be that we use to work on it or use it in our daily speaking or daily speech or our conversation or our writing. Let's see together and find out about the different words of mind. These are the different expressions with mind. The first one, change your mind. What does it mean? It means to form a new opinion or make a new decision about something that is different from your old one. Change your mind. What to change your mind about the trip that we are going to, that you didn't want to go with us in. This is for example, and we have another example here. When I first met Ahmed, I didn't like him, but I had a change in my mind later, okay? After that, take your mind off. Take your mind off means have you not to think about a problem if you have a problem in your mind. And one of your friends came and told you, take your mind off, it means relax. Forget about this matter, okay? Don't think about it. We say, Candy is a name. Candy was worried about the exam, but she tried to take her mind off to relax, okay? Keep something in mind, Try not to forget about something, okay? Keep it in your mind. When I tell you something, I want you to keep it in your mind, okay? Don't forget, keep my requests in your mind, please. Keep my favor in your mind. Keep these words in your mind. Keep my advice in your mind, whatever you want to say. Like also we have another example here. Julie is the name also. Julie always keeps her promises in mind. Okay? She doesn't forget them. After that, make up your mind. It means decide. You decide something or decide doing something. This means that you make up your mind. Okay, Ahmed made up his mind about buying a new car. Slip your mind means forget something. There was an appointment with the dentist, but I slipped my mind. I forgot the appointment, and so I didn't go to the dentist at that time. Out of your mind means you're crazy, he's mad. So we can say my brother usually becomes out of his mind during the exams. He loses his mind, and he couldn't concentrate. In two minds, find it hard to decide. Which one I will choose, which one I will take. When you go for shopping and you find some two beautiful things and you are hesitating, which one I will choose, okay? When we go shopping, I feel that I am in two minds and what? Can't decide which one to buy. After that, speak your mind, say what you think. You should speak your mind with your parents before taking any serious decision. Yes, this is speak your mind. It means speak with somebody or someone to discuss the matter first before deciding which one you are going to do. Read someone's mind. Try to know what another person is thinking. He's thinking about what? So you sit with someone and start to ask him a question. You start to ask him many questions until you find out what's in his mind. If he didn't want to tell you, okay? And that was the main thing. If you are going to do it. If you don't speak about your problems, no one can read your mind. Of course, if you don't speak by yourself, of course, no one can read what's in here. Having something on your mind means become worried, okay, or resist. Like, why do you look nervous? Do you have something in your mind? If you intend to do something and you are not sure about it, if it will become good or bad or something like that, so you'll be worried. So you can say you have something on your mind. These were the expressions with mind. Let's see the next exercise about these expressions. This exercise about them. The first one is like a dialogue here. When you read this dialogue, you read at A and B. You look worried. Yes, I am a little. I am a little. I have what? I have got something on my mind. I have got something on my mind. So I can't forget it. It's in my mind here. I'm thinking about it at the moment. A told him, I'm not sure. Should I buy the red one or the blue one? I don't care. But please, what? Think about this expression, huh? What should we use here? Look at here, huh? Make up your mind. This is the answer. I don't care, but please make up your mind. Decide quickly. Try to take your decision. I don't have a lot of time. Long time with you to spend with you. But you said you'd come with me. I know. I am sorry. But now I don't want to come. I have what? Have what? Think. Have what? Yes, I heard someone saying, who's saying, change your mind. Change your mind. Very good, my beautiful girl and my beautiful boy. And here, and so, do you still want to go out tonight? Well, maybe. I'm in two minds. I'm hesitating about it. Will I go or not? Sorry, I give you the answer before. Give you a chance to think about it. But the second one, but you promised to do it. I'm sorry. I forgot. It just what? Just what? Huh? Who will say the answer? Exactly. That's right. Slipped my mind. I forgot it. I couldn't remember it. I'm so sorry. Aren't you worried about the exam? Yes, a little bit. So I'm going to relax and watch a good film. That well of it. That what of it? Think, yes. That's right, excellent. Take my mind off. Take my mind off. Relax it. It will not hurt it. Well, that's what I think you should do. This was the first exercise about the second exercise about the same expressions. The expressions of mind. Okay, thanks. It's good advice. I what? I what? Who can say? That's right. I keep it in mind. I will not forget it. Okay? I will keep it in my mind. I am really angry with him. But I don't want to tell him. I think you should. Sometimes it's important to. I think you should. Sometimes it's important to what? Okay, tell me. Yes, speak your mind. Sit with somebody and get out what's in your mind. And tell him what you have in your mind. After that he can decide or he can help you. If you don't tell me, I won't know. I can't what? I can't what? I can what? Read? Yes, that's right. Read your mind. This is the right answer. I'm going rock climbing tomorrow. What are you? It's really dangerous. Are you what? Are you what? That's right. Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? Are you mad? Do that? It's dangerous to climb what? Mountain. So don't go. This is his advice for them. That was the last exercise about the expressions of mind, and let's go to the next part. Expressions with brain. Yes, look at this expression, the first one. Brainstorm. Think as many ideas as you can. You see, as you have a brainstorm, you should give yourself a rest. You have many ideas in your mind and you are thinking about all of them at the same time. Pick someone's brain. Pick someone's brain. It means get ideas from his brain, not pick his brain out of his head or skull. Good idea from someone. Good idea from someone. When I speak with my son, he picks my brain very quickly. He understood me quickly, very quickly. Brilliant idea, good idea. My students always have brain waves about what? About the new projects. After that brainchild original idea or invention, new invention. Nobody invented before. Our Father always gives us brainchild, new ideas, okay? Original ideas. The praise, that is the praise. The most intelligent person in the group or in the class or in the school or in the world. Dr. Magdiabu is the praise in his career, of course. He's a famous man and a good man. You have good food on the brain. 2 hours. 2 hours, think about the same thing. You are thinking about the same thing at the same time. There is nothing in Ahmed's brain. He always have got food on what? On the brain. On the brain. His mind is busy. He doesn't think about anything except the food. Let's see the exercise after that. In this slide. I want you to answer these sentences with me. Fill in the gaps. Fill the gaps with one of the previous expressions which we read about and learned about in the previous slide. The first one has been done for you. Think of as many ideas as you can. Brainstorm. Very good. Concentrated. You didn't say anything. Okay. Get ideas from someone. Someone's what? Yes? Yes? That's right. Pick your sister's praise. From someone, pick your sister's praise. Brilliant idea. Brain wave. Original idea or invention means brainchild. The most intelligent person means the brains. To always think about the same thing means you have good voice in the brains, or you have good food in the brain, anything in one of them. Okay? That was our exercise, my students. Sorry for staying for a long time with you. I don't want to take all this time, but I think I enjoyed staying with you, and with my best wishes, see you soon in the next lesson. Thank you, my dear students. Okay, goodbye. Thank you.